Okay, so I have Mr. Pierre Poilievre with me, leader of Conservative Party and leader of official opposition of Canada. He has demanded the resignation of our Minister of Environment recently for there is a cover-up of more than $30 billion. We are going to ask him straight about this issue. Mr. Poilievre, welcome to Radio Parvasi and good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Great to be with you, and I look forward to our conversation.
Okay, so since beginning you are opposing very strongly carbon tax, and you are saying that it is killing our jobs and it's a disaster for the country. Tell us more about that.
There's obviously the direct cost you pay at the pumps and on your heating bill, and even the indirect costs of farmers who have to pass on their carbon tax bill to you in higher grocery prices. But now we learn that there's yet another bill that you have to pay, and it's the economic cost. For a long time, I've suspected this carbon tax would kill jobs and businesses and therefore drive down our economy. And the government denied it. They lied. We learned this week they had a report calculating that it will cost $25 billion to our economy this year in lost economic activity, and $30 billion by the end of this decade, in just 5.5 years from now. That's yearly cost. Works out to about $1,800 for every family in Canada in carbon tax, extra carbon tax costs on lower wages, higher prices. And they've been hiding it and lying about it. So I've said that you can't lie about $30 billion a year cost. You are fired, Mr. Minister.
Okay, Ms. Poilievre, but right now, keeping in mind these high interest rates, people are not affordable to pay their mortgages. And now most of the Canadians, they have renewal of their mortgages coming up, and they won't be able to get it renewed. And on the other hand side, in our community, whenever I talk to people, they are saying that most of them are not able to even pay for the food for their kids, their families. People are filing bankruptcies. This is not the Canada we wanted. What's going on?
Justin Trudeau is what's going on. He told everybody, don't worry, debt is harmless and consequence-free. Borrow, 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 borrow. You'll be fine. Interest rates are low. Well, then he drove interest rates up with his out-of-control spending. And now Canadians are paying more than they can afford. Some mortgages have now been extended to 100 years, meaning that families will have to pass mortgages down for 3 generations for them ever to be paid off, and their owners will never be able to retire because they won't be able to pay them off. Many more are going to lose their homes and then struggle to find high-priced and lower-quality apartment complexes, and this is going to be a very painful period of time that Trudeau has caused. My common sense plan is to cap government spending, cut government waste, to fix the budget and bring down interest rates and inflation so that people don't lose their homes.
Okay, on one hand, Bank of Canada is saying that we cannot lower the interest rate and inflation will rise once again if we do so. And on the other hand side, there was a tiny reduction in the interest rate, but we don't see any difference after the reduction in the interest rate.
The interest rate could be much lower today, but here's the problem. The Trudeau government is driving inflation up with all of their overspending. And then the Bank of Canada has to raise interest rates to push inflation back down. So it's like you're pressing on the gas pedal of inflation and the brake at the same time. What happens? The engine is going to blow, and the brakes are going to pop. So that's the pressure our economy is under. We have to stop these inflationary deficits that are now about $40 billion. If we got rid of the deficits, then interest rates could instantly be 2 percentage points lower than they are today, which would be about nearly 1/2 reduction. And that's what we need to do. Bring down the deficit so that we can bring down interest rates and inflation.
Two of our major, industries. One is our trucking industries, our transportation industry, and another one, of course, housing. Both of them are struggling, and people are losing their jobs. Many of the trucking companies I know, they are filing bankruptcies, and most of the people who are depending upon this housing industry, they are not getting any benefit out of that. No job, not getting closing of the houses. So people are now in such a situation, they don't see any future in next 2 3 4 years. And if you are elected as the prime minister of the country, how you are going to deal with this?
Well, here's the good news. Life was not like this before Justin Trudeau, and it won't be like this after he's gone. We're going to axe the carbon tax to lower the energy costs for truckers, lower income tax so people bring home more of each dollar they earn, and hard work actually pays off again. We're going to fix the budget by capping spending and cutting waste to bring down inflation, interest rates, and income tax. We're going to clear away the bureaucracy to build the homes so people can afford a roof overhead. That is my common sense plan to bring home the country that we knew and still love.
Okay, we don't see elections in the coming next at least 1 year. We don't know what is going to happen in this 1 year now. Our situation is going from bad to worst. Anyway, at the end of this conversation, any message for Canadians who are listening to you?
Yes, I know that after 9 years of Trudeau, everything is broken. Work doesn't pay. Housing costs have doubled. Crime, chaos, drugs, and disorder are common in our streets, where homelessness is up 38% and people are lined up at food banks. But the good news is that life was not like this before Trudeau, and it won't be like this after he's gone. We're going to bring home a country where hard work pays off with a powerful paycheck that buys affordable food, gas, and homes in safe neighborhoods. That's the country for the common people. Now let's bring it home.
Okay, last thing before you go, Mr. Poilievre. So my question is that in US, they have stronger laws, policies to deal with the auto theft. So many people are advocating that
auto theft, yes. Yeah. Auto theft, yes.
Yes.
Yes, you're right. Well, that's because Trudeau passed the C-75 and C-5. C-5 is a bill that allows auto thieves to have house arrest. So you steal a car, you get caught, you get convicted, and what do? You go home. And you can watch Netflix or play Grand Theft Auto while you're doing your sentence. I'm going to repeal this law. I'm going to bring mandatory prison time behind bars. And the other thing Trudeau is doing, he's wasting billions going after law-abiding hunters and sport shooters. I'm going to put that money into securing our ports so that we scan and inspect the shipping containers to stop criminals from taking our cars out and bringing drugs and guns in. That is a common sense plan to reverse the Trudeau car theft crisis.
Okay, Mr. Poilievre, thank you so much for talking to us, and we'll talk to you soon again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's bring it home.
Bye-bye.